Yeah, yeah. It ain't easy being cheesy, man. So, what an experience. What an experience. I just infiltrated the HA and got out alive somehow on accident, on purpose. I have no idea why anything happened, but it did, and it was wow, wow. Good news is I made it out, and I had a dream last night, and I went to this place, and I've been there before, but it's like a silent lightning storm, and it's all dark except for like with the lightning, and then the pillars are the huge salt rocks or something. It's huge. They're huge. They're ginormous, and it like monolithic structures. I want to say they're pillars. They're huge, but it's not the first time I've been there. I've been there before. I've seen this probably a couple times now, but I don't know what it is. But when you're there, you know that there's nothing else like it. That there's nothing else like that place in the world. Yeah, and it's a trip that I come back and I get some rest and not sleeping on the ground and next to a fire barrel, burn barrel, and get into a bed and to go to sleep and then have this dream someplace you know you've been. Um, Really kind of trippy, kind of surreal. I don't know if probably not a lot of people have been there, so it's kind of hard to explain, but that's just when you know. It's when you know that. It's when you know that you don't know anything, I guess, but you know that there's something different than what we all perceive as life. And I just experienced an aspect of life not many people do, or the people that do probably that's probably where they end. But you know, I kept strong. I kept my faith, and man, as much as they tried to punish me, I just smiled and just worked my way through it. And I think that it bothers people so much because they can't understand where you're coming from, because you should want to resort to, you know, some kind of violence, some kind of animalistic behavior, some kind of thieving behavior to try and get by, because that's what most people think they have to do. When you get down to have nothing, or someone puts you in a position where you have absolutely zero, and then you want to make sure that you have no avenues out. Any avenue you try and take is the wrong choice, and you're attacked for that. And the people all of a sudden are like turning on you, and you're like, "What's going on?" But regardless, I made it out, and I kept my good spirits, and I still do. I'm still thankful for every day, and I'm still not going to go and freaking steal for nothing or try and get over on someone because they have more than me, or it's not going to happen. And things just end up working out for me. I happened to be walking past this church. People were there. I was like, "What's up? Can I get some food?" And they invited me in, gave me a food box, and I was like, "Sweet." The only thing that sucked was they gave me a box of cornflakes, and I didn't have any milk. So I went to this restaurant close to where I was staying, and I went to beg for some milk. They didn't have any. It was more like a little catering thing, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I got some milk, and I ate my cornflakes, because I'm like, I'm taking these cornflakes with me, because my heart's set on eating these cornflakes with milk, not with water, not with the water from a can of green beans, because that was just terrible. But it's funny the things that you'll do when you're hungry, and you know you want to eat and you don't want to eat. I don't know. I mean, I could have just eaten the cornflakes by themselves, but what fun is that? Anyway, I finally got somewhere and had some cornflakes. My stomach was all bloated and weird. Like I looked like an Ethiopian for a second. I was like, this is gross, but it doesn't really matter. Only thing that matters is I made it out alive. I got a couple trinkets. I was trying to return one, but whatever, dude. People got into my phone, erased phone numbers that I had. Like, oh, dude, come on, man. Tried to strike me down every chance they got, and no one could do it because I stand too solid. No one would try and break that bubble. Once I stood my ground, I was like, I'm just stretching out. Don't worry about me. And this next thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a question mark kicked to the head, and that's going to come out of nowhere, and it's going to put you on the ground. So, anyway, funny is people think they're so tough running on aggression and shit, and then when you stop and go, okay, why don't you bring that to me? They don't. Because they understand that I'm a counterpuncher, man, and I will fucking knock the shit out of you. Knock the shit out of you fast. But I try not to be violent because I know where that gets me. It doesn't get you anywhere, honestly, in my opinion. But freaking made it out. I made it through the proving grounds. And I proved myself. And I still got planes buzzing me, man. They were buzzing me the whole time out there, dude. It was like this whole thing, though, and I'm not even joking. This is true. You can take it however you want, but this was like, how would you explain it? It was like a hazing process, but dude, everyone's in on it, except for you, unless you know, are in tune to the fact that you're being hazed, and it's not by accident. It's not by accident, man. Anyway, I made it through the proving grounds. I think I did. Well, I know that I did because I'm out of there. And I still have my self-worth intact. I don't feel that I degraded myself in any way. I feel like I tried to. But, I mean, when you're like a homeless beggar, shit's weird because people look at you like, I don't want to help you. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to pull. Everyone thinks you're trying to pull something. It's like, I'm just trying to get some food in my stomach, you know, or something. I'm just trying to get... That's all it was really about. At a point there, it was just about getting some food in my stomach. People are kind of reluctant to help. Like, I walked up to this person I was trying to get milk from. The door was open, and I sat down outside of it, away from the door, you know, so I'm not like crowding somebody or something. And basically just told him I was a beggar, and then, you know, said she didn't have any milk. I was like, cool, I walked off. I wasn't going to try and push the issue because I'm not pushy. I must not have been that starving. Otherwise, I'd have been like, dude, whatever. So, but the chick comes out, and then she walks, you know, past me to look down to see if, you know, there's an accomplice with me or something. It's like, no, it's just me. But everyone's looking for the Nazi. All the time looking for that Nazi, man. They know there's something up and they're going to find out. But guess what? There's nothing really there to find out because it was just me trying to be a beggar. Which I'm not the best at it, but I did get some food from a church. It was weird though, being covered with dirt all the time. Wow. Just wow. And most people aren't going to be able to experience that. They're just not going to be able to even fathom what can happen to you out there. I feel fortunate because, I mean, I met the top of the line. I met who it all started with, that whole movement of that biker club. And Let me tell you something. Those people are freaking deep, deeper than you can imagine. They are ingrained in stuff, and they can make anything happen or not happen. Don't mess with those people. I don't bow down to powers like, government, all that stuff. I'm like, screw you guys. But the reality is that there's people with some serious power out there that could do whatever they wanted with you if they felt like it, and you would really be powerless to it. Unless you whatever. It depends. It depends on what their avenue was with you, what they wanted to do. If they want you to disappear, you're going to disappear. If they want you to stay in line, you're going to stay in line. It's a trip. And, I don't fall in line so well, so hell yeah, I was exiled. I'm not a lapdog. I never will be. You can't force me into it. I mean, I would die first before you could force me to succumb to your will. And some people might see it as advantage, a disadvantage. Some people might just fall in line and not think twice. And I think that if I was in a different position, I would have been forced to. Just like people that are incarcerated, you got nowhere to go, bro. You're going to join them, you're going to fall in line, you're going to do what they say, or you're not going to be. Or you're going to be someone with, I don't know, handicapped or some shit. I don't know. I don't want to explore the other avenues because I've seen just how crazy it gets. Just people got a real serious side to them. And luckily I was able to dodge my way through, bob and weave, and I made it out with my pride intact. I still know who I am. I have a better understanding of how things could be if I, if I made different decisions. And every decision I make is right. It doesn't really matter. Open-ended outcome, I guess, is what I'm about. What a trip. This world is a trip, and I'm still alive and making it through. Gotta thank God for that. But that dream was a trip, dude, because I don't know what it is. It's these fundamental blocks. These, I want to say they're pillars. They're so dang big, it's hard to encapsulate what you're really in at that point. But that's a strange experience. Those pillars in that dream, and not the first time I've been there, because there's nothing like it. Once you've been there, it's unmistakable. Because there's no noise. There could have been other people there. I'm thinking there was. I had kind of like a bird's eye view for a minute of what looked like 5 people or so standing down really far below me. But the omnipresence that surrounds you when you're in that. And you could say it's a dream. You could say it's, the dimethyltryptamine, being released for your REM sleep, your deep sleep when you're dreaming, your lucid dreaming, where things seem so real. Well, there's got to be a place there. I mean, there's got to be some type of reality. If you've been there more than once, then you'd know, I never saw that when I've taken dimethyltryptamine, but I've had that, if you want to call it, dream state before, where I've been among those pillars and there's nothing there. It's all darkness except for kind of like these lightning flashes, but you don't really see the lightning. The stone itself looks like stone, but then it's clear, but it's black, but it's clear. It's trippy, charcoal color, but then at times you can see through it. Bunch of blocks, kind of like Machu Picchu or something, you know what I mean? Something like that. And they're moving and coming and setting in, and things are happening in this place, whatever it is. I still haven't grasped what it really is, but to me it's almost like the fundamentals of existence are in these blocks that move around. Whatever that's supposed to mean, but If you're there, you'd see it, you'd understand it, and you'd be like, well, I'm here. I don't know, maybe the angels are actually what we perceive as aliens. I'm not certain. But pretty certain this world's a trip, and luckily I'm tripping on through it and not falling, because you don't want to fall in one of those places. You don't want to fall. You can't fall, because if you fall in one of those places, that's where you're gonna lay. So keep your balance. Now I'm gonna have to procure another skateboard and replan my trip. But right now I'm in much better weather than I was in, and I can't believe I didn't get sick or anything. Like, there's so much trash, just like layers and layers of trash and neglect. It was just like these neglect piles. And I dug through all that shit, and I just didn't even care. And I mean, I was walking around there barefoot in parts that I had previously covered with ash and raked through, and so on and so forth. And the ash was really helpful for the smell on your feet and stuff, because I had no running water. Had no way to do laundry besides by hand, which is take you all day to do that shit. And speaking of which, I gotta do some laundry. I almost want to burn those clothes and start over. Anyway, my quick little update. I'm still alive. I'm still tougher than freaking nails, and my resolve, and I've never been so confident in anything in my life besides I'm confident in myself. I'm confident in the fact that I'm going to live, and I'm confident in the fact that I can get the support that I need when I need it. Be careful out there, because there's some people that will leave you to hang out and dry and wither away and not think twice about it and tell you it was your fault. And, it's part of life, I guess. I don't know what I'm rambling on about, but I'm just so happy to be in a safe place. And I'm really thankful for my good friends that stand in there for me, my family members that stand in there for me, and understand where I'm coming from. All right, everybody.